Hey, how's it going, gamers? 2 days in a row where you get a video that's showing my amazing, beautiful, great, awesome face. Lucky you. Before we get into the video, a little bit of a controversy here. I did in fact get a haircut. That's why I've been wearing a hat. I'm too anxious to show my bald head. But I think I'm finally confident enough, I think, to share my bald head with you guys. My new haircut. Hey guys. So as you already know, Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee are coming out in just over a month actually. It's crazy. It's crept up on us. I know I think the fan base is kind of split. Some of you guys are getting it, some of you guys are treating it like it's a side game, which, by the way, it's not. The official Pokemon company on their website put it under the main series game segment. I don't want to get into this in this video, but you can't say you don't feel like a fact is a fact. So it's a fact that it's a main series game, but people still say, yeah, I don't feel like it's a main series game. Oh yeah, okay, Google's the biggest company in the world. I don't feel like Google's the biggest company in the world. That's how you sound. How can you argue with a fact? Anyways, mini rant over. Don't get me heated on that debate. We're done with that, okay? Don't argue with me in the comments. Anyways, of course, Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee are coming out. Some of you guys are getting it, some of you guys are not. Regardless, I figured it would be cool, since we're not getting any new Pokemon, we're kind of dealing with old generation Pokemon. You know, there's been this trend on YouTube for the past few games. I think it started basically with Sun and Moon, where Pokemon YouTubers would share with their fans what team they plan on using for the games, so then when, you know, their actual playthrough comes out, you can see if they stick to it. I think with my Pokemon Sun team, I stuck to it about 50%. I think I stuck to the starter, and then I said I was going to use a Salazzle, which I stuck to, and then I think something else I stuck to, but for the most part, I kind of just went off and did my own thing, and I changed my mind halfway through. For this, I don't think that's going to happen, mainly because it's Kanto only, so we already know everything about these Pokemon there is to know. It's not like I'm going to discover a new Pokemon and be like, oh, this guy looks cool. I think the only thing that could potentially change this team that I've built here is if I find a shiny Pokemon. If I find like a random shiny Rattata, then you bet your ass I'm using that Rattata throughout the entire playthrough. So I guess the first thing we should get into here is which version of the game I'm going to be picking. So there's obviously between Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee version. I'm going to be picking Pikachu version, which I know a lot of people will disagree with. You know, Pikachu's been in the limelight for all these years. They've been shoving Pikachu down our throat for all these years. Why would you pick Pikachu? I like Pikachu more than Eevee. Like, simple as. This is silly. Like, people are like, oh, they've been shoving Pikachu down our throat. Pikachu was the mascot of the entire company. Of course they're gonna shove Pikachu down your throat. Like, what do you actually expect? Come on now. So of course I'm going with Team Pikachu. Team Pikachu represent. Where's my Team Pikachu boys in the comments? I really need a haircut. I really do need a haircut. The reason I bring this up is because the official Pokemon company made 2 polls. They were like, oh, retweet this if you're on Team Pikachu, retweet this if you're on Team Eevee. Team Eevee destroyed Pikachu in retweets. And obviously that's just internet users. You know, actual like little kids that don't use Twitter could go out and prefer Pikachu. And, you know, just because this is maybe their first Pokemon game they're ever buying, you know, like, oh, I want Pikachu version, I like Pikachu more. So I don't know if this will obviously this really represents the actual sales of each version of the game. You know, like there might be like a mom going out on Christmas, you know, Christmas shopping, like, oh, I want to buy my Jonathan Pikachu version, and then, you know, that's just the version that he gets. He doesn't even get a choice. Anyways, I'm picking Pikachu version. That's all you need to know. So my starter Pokemon, my first team member is going to be Pikachu. Now, if it didn't have such an intense like difference in stats, this Pikachu that we're getting, for those of you who don't know, this Pikachu we're getting, and also Eevee, it has an insane stat increase. It is basically on par with a fully evolved Pokemon from my understanding. So this starter Pokemon you're given has like, I think it's like 400, late 400s, almost 500 base stat total, which is like the same as Charizard. It's crazy. It's a strong starter Pokemon, and the whole point of the game is Pikachu and Eevee version. So like, of course, your first Pokemon on the slot is going to be either Pikachu or Eevee. I actually don't know for sure if you're even allowed to box this Pokemon. You might be able to box it, but I think it still might be on your shoulder the whole time. Regardless, Pikachu is going to be with me the entire game because it's a new mechanic, it's a new game. If I had the choice to just, if it was like Pokemon Yellow, where you could pick it up and then box it, and it didn't have anything special about it, I would out of my way. Because I prefer Raichu to Pikachu. But because I don't think I really have a choice in the matter, I'm choosing Pikachu, and that's going to be like who I'm playing through with. That's my first Pokemon. That's my first selection. Now we've got 5 other slots to fill up here. Now the thing is, I've kind of made 2 different teams. They're not very different. You'll see what I mean as we go along through the video. So my second choice is going to be a Charizard. Of course, Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard. I'm not just going to straight up catch a wild Charizard. But the thing is, this is going to be the Pokemon that I bring in from Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go, I actually have a lot of shiny Charmanders left over from Community Day. I believe I caught 12 shiny Charmanders throughout that Community Day. So I only evolved like 2 or 3 of them. I've got a lot of just shiny Charmanders sitting in my Pokemon Go account. So I'm going to take my shiny Charmander from Pokemon Go and put it into Pokemon Let's Go. And I'm going to play through the game with it. Now, I don't actually, I've not really watched much gameplay of the game myself, because when I play these games, I want to play them for the first time. I want to experience it for the first time. That's why I've not really bothered going to any events to try and play it. I'm not trying to talk shit people that did. If that's what you want to do, you do that. But personally, I don't really want to, get any secondhand experience if I can help it. So, that means I don't know when we can get Pokemon from Pokemon Go into our games. I don't know if it's like a thing in the after game, which if that is the case, then that's dumb, and that's just kind of that plan out the window. So I don't think that's the case. I don't know if you have to just beat the first gym, or it's like before the first gym, or I don't know where it is. If any of you guys have any clarity for that, then feel free to let me know in the comments. But yeah, I will be bringing in a Charizard from Pokemon Go, and as we already know, Mega Evolution is a thing in this game, and we don't need items, because items don't exist in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. So my Charizard, I believe, can evolve into Charizard X or Y at will. I'm pretty sure I can interchange between the two. I don't think I have to choose one of the two. If I do have to choose one of the two, I will be choosing Charizard X, because I think Charizard X is... I prefer Y, but I've used Y so much that I would rather try out X. One of the things I will say about this playthrough I'm doing here is because, I've played Pokemon games so much, I've played through Fire Red and Leaf Green so many times, I've played through all these games so many times, I decided I would force myself to try and use Pokemon that I've never used before. Now, of course, I've used Pikachu before, and of course, I've used Charizard before. But I figured, I figured it would make sense if I brought one Pokemon in from Pokemon Go to use in my team, and I think Charizard's the one I'm gonna go for that, because it's a nice, recognizable Pokemon. I'll be the talk of the town, flying around on my shiny Charizard. Who doesn't like a shiny Charizard? I want to play through the game with at least one shiny Pokemon. I think that would be super cool. I think Charizard is just the one I'm gonna go for. A bit of a basic white girl pick there, but. If that is the case, and if I do get Charizard, then I will have a Fire, Flying, and Dragon type, all in one Pokemon, because obviously when it Mega Evolves, it goes Dragon, and it'll be very broken, and honestly, the team I've built, I think Charizard and Pikachu will probably carry my team. They will probably do most of the work, because the other Pokemon I've chosen aren't very good. But then again, this is Gen 1, this is Kanto. It's not Gen 1, it's Gen 7. I need to get out of the habit of saying that. This is a Gen 7 game set in Kanto. Anyways, to start our trend of Pokemon that Callum has never really used before, is Lapras. I'm gonna be using Lapras in this game. I don't know if we have to catch Lapras or if we just get it as a gift from the Silphco. This is what's gonna be awesome, is I don't know how to obtain these Pokemon, so figuring that out is gonna be a good laugh. But Lapras, I've only ever used it in competitive battle. I've used it in free-for-alls. But I've never actually used a Lapras in a playthrough. I think I did when I was very young. I think maybe when I was like 8 years old. I used a Lapras in Leaf Green briefly, and I think I got it to like level 30, and I just kind of left it that. So I want to use a Lapras. It's a Water Ice type. I was either Lapras or Dugong. I was kind of interchanging between the two. But I think I like Lapras more as a whole. I actually just like Lapras a lot as a Pokemon. So the fact that I've ever actually used one on a playthrough is pretty weird to me. I love Lapras. It's Nessie, Scotland forever, that stuff. All right, now this comes to the point where we're talking about how my team kind of splits into two. I've got two options here. So my first four choices, or no, first three choices rather, Pikachu, Charizard, Lapras, they are solid. No matter what team I choose here, they're going to be there. The fourth slot is a choice between two Pokemon, two poison types. So the first choice is Weezing. I've never actually played through a game with Weezing before, and I like Weezing. It's a neat looking Pokemon. You know, whenever I face Koga, I'm like, damn, Weezing's cool. You know, I like Weezing a lot. The only thing is, in this game, he won't have Levitate, so you know he does have a bit of a disadvantage in this game. But you know, at the end of the day, this game is very easy from the looks of it, and it's all for fun. So any like worries or you know, oh, your team looks trash. I'm just trying to have fun at the end of the day. I'm just trying to use. I'm trying to come to appreciate Pokemon I've never really used before. You know, the Pokemon I'm choosing for the most part are ones I've never really played with before, and ones that I like looking at them. I'm like the Pokemon that are on here. I'm kind of like, I really don't like the look of this team, but I think once I actually use them, I will come to appreciate it, and that's the whole point of this playthrough, I guess. So, Weezing, you know. It's got access to some cool moves. It can get Flamethrower, Sludge Bomb, Thunderbolt. I think it can learn Blizzard. It's got quite a lot of different moves it can learn. It's a cool guy. Or my second choice for a poison type is Venomoth. I've always loved the design of Venomoth. I've used Venomoth a few times in like competitive battling, but in a playthrough, I've never picked one up and used it. So it's poison bug type, so it's got the bug type going for it as well, whereas Weezing is just a pure poison type. So Venomoth's another one that I'm just kind of like, you know, I mean, my team will be very weak to rock if I pick up Venomoth. But hey, what can you do? After Venomoth comes to the fifth Pokemon I want to have in my team. Now, fifth Pokemon I want to have in my team is one that I've already like, it's kind of like already set in stone. This is what I'm going to take no matter what. We have Tauros. Believe it or not, I've never used Tauros before, mainly because Tauros is such a pain to catch. But now, in these games, Tauros might be easier. We might still have to struggle to find it in the Safari Zone or whatever. But I think getting a Tauros will be easier. And if worse comes to worse, I have a Tauros in Pokemon Go. We'll just put Tauros in from Pokemon Go. I know it's kind of cheap to do that, but you know what I mean? I want to use Tauros. It's a crazy Pokemon. Besides, like most of the Pokemon on my team, I've used it in free-for-alls, I've used it in competitive battling, but I've never used it in a playthrough. I've never caught one, leveled up, and you know, played through the game with it before. So this will be interesting for me. Tauros, I know he can learn a bunch of crazy moves, and I know he's meant to be super rare and hard to catch. But I think that'll, you know, be part of the cool side of this game. Also, I really want a shiny hunt. I think shiny Tauros is a very, it's just a green bull. I think that's really cool. It looks like a gummy bear. I would love to get a shiny Tauros and use that. That'd be super cool. You know, probably not gonna get one, but whenever I think of Tauros, I only think of like Rock Climb for some reason, because I know he learns Rock Climb by level up, and it's like a really strong move. So yeah, Tauros, he's a normal type. He fits, you know, I was looking at normal types I could use. There's Lickitung, but I don't want to use Pokemon that get evolutions in later gens, because that will annoy me. Because there's Porygon, then, you know, there's Lickitung, then there's Tangela. I considered using Tangela. Spoilers alert, Tangela has not been chosen for my team. And it's just the fact it gets an evolution in a later game really annoys me, because I'm just like, it can't evolve in these games, but it can later. It just bugs me. Anyways, that being said, Tauros is the fifth member. He's going to be on the team no matter what. The only 50-50 choice is between Venomoth and Weezing right now. And if you guys want to make a case in the comments, like, oh, you should choose Weezing because of this reason, or you should choose Venomoth because of this reason, then feel free, make your case. Let me know which of the teams you guys will prefer, because number 6 is another 50-50 split. So the first choice for number 6 is Parasect. It's one of the few grass types in this game that isn't partially poison. So that's one of the benefits, because I want a poison type that isn't Nidoking. But I also want a poison type that isn't also a grass type, because then, you know, there's Vileplume, there's Victreebel, there's Venusaur. There's a bunch of grass types in this game are partially poison, and I kind of wanted to avoid that. So Parasect is there, I know Tangela's there, and I know Exeggutor's there. And Exeggutor is the other one that I'm stuck between. So I don't know if I want to go with Parasect and Exeggutor. I know Exeggutor is miles better when it comes to battling, and it's just a better Pokemon overall. Exeggutor has a lot less weaknesses to than Parasect. But you know, Parasect, I've used them in a few free-for-alls just like most of these Pokemon, but I've never really picked one up in a playthrough and actually kept it on my team, and I think it could make an interesting Pokemon. I was gonna say it would be very helpful when it comes to catching Pokemon, you know, because it gets Spore and it gets False Swipe and all those fancy moves, but there's no wild battles in this game, so there's that just out the window. The reason why it's a 50-50 between Parasect and Exeggutor is because if I choose Venomoth, then I don't want Parasect. I don't want another bug type. I don't want two bug types on the team, so I'll choose Exeggutor over him. But then if I do go with Weezing, then it is still a 50-50 between Parasect and Exeggutor. But basically, if I choose Venomoth over Weezing, then I think I'm going with Exeggutor. I'm stuck as to what I want to do for a grass type, because like I don't really like any of the grass types. I did think about, you know, maybe using an Alolan form, or I don't know. I tried to keep my team like very Gen 1-ish, because I wanted to pick up some of the old Gen 1 Pokemon I've never used before. You know, I looked at like Kangaskhan, but then I'm like, I don't want to use Mega Kangaskhan. I've already got Mega Charizard. I looked at Slowbro for my water type, but I'm like, I'm already using a Slowbro in Leaf Green right now, and I also don't want to use Mega Slowbro. Like, I put a lot of time and effort into thinking out this team, and I think I'm happy with it in terms of using Pokemon I don't typically use. This isn't a very Callum-like team. So I'm excited to give it a go. Let me know what you guys think of my team, of course. Let me know what your team's going to be, if you guys have a team planned out already, or if you're just going to wing it. I guess when the games come out, we will see if this is the team I end up sticking with. I'm hoping I do. I think I will stick with it for maybe 75% of it. There might be like one or two that I switch out and, you know, change my mind on, or turns out Tauros is a pain in the ass to get in this game, so I can't be bothered with that, or turns out you can't get Lapras until the after game, or, you know, some nonsense might screw over my team, because in the original, in my original Sun and Moon team building video, I was like, oh, I really want to use Tapu Koko, but of course you can't get Tapu Koko until afterwards. Anyways, I don't know how long this video's went, but thank you guys so much for watching and listening to me talk about Pokemon. This was Saturday's upload. Friday's upload was meant to be a Roulette free-for-all, but I wasn't home to make one, so I put up what was meant to be Saturday's video on Friday, and now I'm doing another Saturday video on Saturday. I don't know. The upload schedule for this week has been a bit off, but hopefully you guys still stick with it. Hopefully you guys know that it's still going to be the same. It's just this week it was a bit iffy. I think it was just 2 videos mainly that were off, but still. Anyways, I'm rambling. I do that a lot. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Catch you guys next time. Peace.